Okay, we start. Okay, hello everyone. Hello. My name is Kuji. I'm doing technical director in SI Japan, and also I'm doing the director of the ISI Japan, SI Japan. So today, first session, we're doing teaching for the beginners. We're getting a lot of guests from Asian people, especially. So we had a program for the teaching for using language. So we think about how to teach for the overseas. Don't use the word. Don't use the speak a lot of. Also, I got the advice from all demo team members and the other directors of my associations. So I'm doing this. So it's quite not so long. Please show this for enjoy. Okay, I changed Miss Kitagami. Also, she gave me the title, Borderless Beginner Ski Lesson, the fun way. It's good title. Okay, so I'm gonna talk later for the technical. At first, she doing a lecture for you guys. Okay, thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Yuri Kitagami. I'm also a director at the Ski Instructors Association of Japan. I work with him and many others. And today our topic is about borderless beginner ski lessons, the fun way. And I would like to talk to you about the background first and go over our current environment. Okay, as Kuji had just informed all of you, in the recent years we've been having a lot of increase of foreign visitors. This is partly because, or mostly because, the government is trying to really enforce this and get more tourists to come over to Japan. So I think maybe in your countries also you've seen commercials and things, because I'm sure our government is promoting this. And so there is a lot of people coming to Japan as a tourist destination. And in the beginning they just came over to just shop or look around. And this is how it all started. Okay, so here are some typical places that you would visit when you come to Japan. So we have the fireworks, we also have Kyoto in the upper middle, and the cherry blossoms around the castle. This is another really very beautiful scenery that you can see only at the time of the end of March, beginning of April timeframe. And of course, maybe you know the Maikos, and in Tokyo, and also I think another thing that is famous in Japan is the Shibuya crossing. So in the beginning, many people came just to look around to see these kind of things. And I'm sure all of you know about our powders, no? And there's a lot of people that come over to ski our Japao. And however, since these tourists that I was talking about in the beginning, who've just come to look around, they're coming repeatedly, especially from the Asian nations, and as they come more repeatedly, they're looking for more experience. And so we believe that there is a lot of potential for these tourists that have never skied before, that come from the Asia region, to come and experience skiing. Okay, and when we say skiing, in Japan, when you go to the ski resorts, there's a lot of other experiences that you can actually come in touch with. And some of them are shown here, like this is we call it onsen, but this is a hot spring. It's a natural spring. And because we're a volcanic country, wherever you go pretty much in Japan, you'll be seeing this hot water onsen spring. Okay, and so a lot of times in Japan, I know that like in Western countries, especially I've worked in Austria, after skiing we all go après skiing and we drink and things, but most of the time in Japan, There's not very many après skiing kind of bars or things, but people go and sit in the hot onsen after a really cold day of skiing, relaxing their muscles. And then after that, they go and have really nice cuisine and some sake or some other drinks. Okay, and so you can come to the ski resort and really relax with the onsen and the food, and also you can feel the very warm-hearted hospitality that the Japanese people bring. Okay, and so that's the background. As Kuji was mentioning, there are a lot of tourists, and a lot are coming from Asia. And so I'd like to just take a look at the numbers with you. So if you can see, the colors in blue pretty much are all Asian nations. So there's like China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, South Korea, Thailand, Southeast Asia, India. And the more orange colors that are out of the red circle, this is Europe, Australia, USA, and Canada, and some other countries. So you can see how much significantly more people we have coming in from Asia. And so, so the trend is that we're having a lot of inbound tourists, but the more prominent visitors are the people from Asia. And although amongst us skiers, I think Japan is a real powder destination. And I know that a lot of people come, and I know that many of you may have already visited Japan too. But if you look at the statistics, the number of Western countries is very, very small. And hold on a minute, we'll try to fix the screen. Okay. So that's what you can see from this. Okay, and next now, if you look at the lines in red, these are the percentage of, the line in yellow is the people who have skied and snowboarded on their visit to Japan. And the line in red shows the number of percentage that would like to ski and snowboard the next time they come. And so what you can see from this chart, you can see that it's multifold more people who would like to ski or snowboard again. Okay, so from this, I think we can say that there is a real high latent potential for people who really want to come and ski and snowboard here in Japan and try next time. And so that means there's a very big potential market. Okay, so what can we do as ski instructors? Okay, so we thought about it, and we've come to the conclusion that most of the audience there's a large audience of visitors who've just come to just experience the snow, take a look around when they visit the ski areas. And so we think that there is a chance for us to create a really large demand for beginner lessons. And roughly 75% of the foreign visitors are from Asian countries, which means that they don't always necessarily speak English. And so we have, because we've had a lot of foreign visitors, our association, for example, has done a lot of courses for our ski instructors so that they can teach in English. But that is not going to help very much with this large Asian market that is coming over to Japan right now. And the other thing is, although there is going to be a big communication gap, we think that even if we have a large communication gap, we still need to deliver quality lessons. Because if we can get these new people to try skiing, I think we can make the global skiing market much larger. Okay, and so this is where we concluded that we need to actually have ski lessons that transcend verbal communication, that goes beyond national borders with no language barrier. And this is what we are calling the borderless beginner ski lessons. And we want to always make it fun. Okay, so in the beginning, we start with showing them a video about the rules of skiing. So this is only portional, so we don't have all the rules in this video right now, but if you could take a look at it. This is also, we do have a little bit of text in it, but this is all done with no language. Sorry, the audio connection is not very good in this room. So we're showing, visually we're showing our demonstrators showing the do's and don'ts. I hope you enjoyed the video. So this is how we start off with the beginner lesson, and from here on the technical aspect, I'd like Kuji to take over.
Thank you, Yuri. So, in here, have you been to Japan? How have you? Whereabouts? Hokkaido. Good. How about you? You trade around. Which about you like? Osaka. You can speak in Osaka. Right.
Next time.
With come to Japan. You? Have you want to? You want to? Maybe not. Alright. So, tomorrow we're gonna do in a workshop use special material, but not special material. It's mat for how to say English, the green mat.
The artificial mat.
Right.
Artificial.
Yeah. Okay. We're using for the how to start, how to make the wedge position for the beginners, because we don't speak Chinese, English. Okay. So I show you the video now. Okay. Okay. This is the mat. Okay. On the mat, everyone can make the wedge position easier. So if they're on the snow the first time, it's pretty difficult. Okay, I show you. We're gonna do tomorrow.
So this just allows for us to be able to easily get them into the correct stance, as we're not able to use words to do it.
Also, when you start, go from sideways to four line, it's easy. Next one is on the mat from parallel to wedge position. This one. This is when you go to the straight wedge position. It's top of skis, easy to don't make the open. Okay, keep the cross top of ski easier. Just tail of skis, it's easy to wider like this. And stop on the mat. It's good. What do you think? It's good? Alright. Okay. Next one. We're gonna do just one side ski that make the open for try to make the turn. Okay. Yes. Okay. Next one. So next, we do the painting on the slope for like blue line. So beginner skiers can see how to make wedge or how to make the skis, how to make the open the skis. Okay. Right.
So this visually automatically tells them what shape they need to make.
Continue. Then more improve, when they more improve, straight, then wedge. Straight run, then make wedge. Okay. Next one. It's starting time. It's adjusting blue line outside ski. Right. 멋있다. This is the first one. Matching ski, then make wedge.
Okay, so that was the technical part. Of course, you know, we need to be borderless, so there wasn't much talking on the video part. But what we believe our mission here in Japan is that we have actually learned skiing from European nations. I think mostly maybe from Austria. There's a lot of Austrian influence in Japan. And now there are a lot of visitors coming from the Asian countries to Japan. Mostly because some of the nations do not have snow. Some nations like China, Korea, of course, have snow, and so maybe they do not need to come all the way over to Japan. However, our snow, I think, is very different. It's very natural snow, very soft powder, very good powder, And so I think a lot of people from China and Asia and Korea still come over. But we think that since we do have the influx of tourists coming in right now, we think that this is an opportunity to get people on board skiing. And so we don't want to fail, and that's why we came up with the borderless ski lesson, where we can still provide quality lesson even though we may not be able to verbally communicate. So we can communicate through visual aids, and also we can communicate through movement, body language. And so this is how we would like to try to communicate the skiing that we learned from the European nations that now down onto the Asian nations. And we think that it is time now that it's our turn to take on the role of trying to communicate this and try to contribute to the greater ski society. So I think with that, we would like to end our presentation. And tomorrow we'll have our workshop. So in the morning, we have the borderless beginner ski lessons, the fun way, the presentation that you've seen now. And in the afternoon, we'll have the borderless ski technique, the short-term evolution. And so that's more technical. The other one is what you've heard already today. And later after this, the next lecture that we have in this room will be about the short-term evolution. So if you'd like to stay on, it's a different presentation, although it's the same one from Japan. So if you are interested, please stay on. And if not, let's see each other on the snow tomorrow. Thank you very much.
We have time, so if you have a question and you want to know something about Japan, please give me a hand up. Anything you can ask me.
You use the mat for every group. You go from your ski school with them, every instructor with the mat. And it's a lot of logistics.
Not everyone, just some places for beginners, lot of beginners come to ski school. They do this case, but not every ski school. And also for the children, for the overseas, they do like this. For the adults, maybe not much. For the children and overseas Asian people, they do try, but not everyone, because very hard for the, yeah.
Any other questions?
Hello.
Hello.
I just wondered, from these methods, how is the success rate, or how do you feel the people that have been doing this, how is it working for you guys?
I'm not really, don't know, but for the especially I hadn't know the one places, maybe they do the always using this, but maybe looks very good, but I don't know percentage. It's don't really know.
So we don't have any statistic numbers where we can say, for example, whatever percent of the people have succeeded or anything like that, but from what we've seen around, it's been pretty successful.
You didn't need to give me any statistic, but the feeling you have from seeing this with people that haven't, without speaking or without using the language, how does it work for you guys when you see the results?
As he was mentioning, the results seem good, so it's looking good.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much. For next session, Mr. Ishige doing for the technical. So it's after 20 minutes we start. Okay, have a break. Thank you very much.